So as I was editing the previous theory video that was a part 2 of The Mask Falls storyboard slash, well, it technically is, it originated as a theory, but then I made a storyboard and that popped to the frick off for some reason, so then I made a part 2, which didn't pop the frick off, which is fine, I don't care. It wasn't as good. I don't care though. As I was editing that, I noticed that there's a scene in the trailer where Pomni's teary-eyed, and she's like sitting on the floor, and I noticed I'm being such a like Matt Pat right now, but I noticed that there is purple lighting on her face, and my thought was, oh no, that could feed into the Jax kills Kinger and pushes him into the void theory. Because why is there purple lighting on her face? The only thing that like has some sort of color in the circus now would either be another cast member like Jax, but then at Pomni's level, it would be like pink that's reflecting on her face. It would be like salmon or whatever. But like, it's like, let me look at it. The only things that are purple that give off light are the void. I'm looking at the trailer and the only things that give off any kind of purple lighting is the void. What does this confirm and or deny? Because in other scenes as well, like, it's just like neutral lighting. Like, it's just like, it doesn't have really a tint to it. In this scene where she's crying, it's literally got purple lighting. No. What does that mean for us? This either legitimately confirms like Kinger falls in the void or someone falls in the void, or Pomni's contemplating something and she's just crying and looking at the void. Hopefully not. Okay, guys, does anyone else, also to add to this, does anyone else notice how weirdly obsessed with abstraction Pomni is? Like, okay, episode 6, she literally asks Jax, what would you do if I KMS? So there's that. But then in episode 8, she brings up Kaufmo for some reason. He literally abstracted. She brings up to Jax, she doesn't directly bring up abstraction, but she tells him, be here later. Which implies, like, don't go off and die. And then, when she's confronting Kane, she's like,
we're all gonna abstract someday, and what will you have then?
Is she okay? Does she just jump in the void and just try to commit the die, and that's how she separates? Oh, my brain, okay. Because everyone's like, oh, Jax is gonna push Pomni in the void, or something. And it's like, I don't believe in Jax villain theory, but the idea of Pomni just jumping in the void and then just kind of going through her own little adventure. I gotta dance around this topic a little bit because of YouTube, but would Pomni jump in the void to achieve a goal of some kind that is positive or negative? Like, what is her, you know what I'm saying? But then it's like, why would you do that? Like, at that point, wouldn't you just abstract? Why would you jump in the void? The thing here, though, is if she did legitimately do that, especially if she, like, had an episode of crying, if she jumped in or fell into the void, and, like, someone like Jax sees it, his first thought is like, oh my gosh, she literally just committed in front of me. Jax, what would you do if she jumped into the void tomorrow? Sorry, I should not be... Actually, no, I'm allowed to laugh about stuff like this. I'm doing great, smiley face. YouTube, please don't kill me. Well, actually, sorry, I'm normal. I'm good. I'm fine. I don't know. I just think the lighting is suspicious there. And I do think if Kinger was to fall into the void, he's not dying. And then it's like, only so many things can happen. Only so many quote-unquote deaths can happen. It's either legitimately B, they go with the Kinger falls into the void strat, and then they spend the adventure trying to get back Kinger or whatever, or spend part of the episode trying to get Kinger back, or Pomni quote-unquote dies, and they maybe spend the episode trying to get Pomni back or something. I did have a thought. There's nothing to confirm this, but I was like, this would be an interesting thing. There is a game called Mega Man Star Force. I'm gonna ramble about one of my favorite games. Spoilers for Mega Man Star Force 3, I think. Mega Man Star Force 3, Black Ace / Red Joker. They do a weird Pokemon thing where... Yeah. And these are major spoilers, wee-woo. They did legitimately just release a Legacy Collection, so I feel obligated to say wee-woo, spoilers, wee-woo. In the game, there's a character... I'll be ambiguous about it. There is a character that dies, and everyone mourns the loss of the character, but then it's found out that this character didn't die, but rather the pieces of themselves was scattered everywhere. And so you have to find the pieces of data for this character to bring them back. With that being said, see, my original thought and intention in saying that was, in fact, what if they have to do that with Pomni or Kinger? But oh wow, could that apply to Jax? Like, what if something happens where mind files get scribbled up and they just have to, like, find the pieces and, like, put it together? Maybe they do that with Kane. They could do that with Kane. If this is a route they go. I don't know. But I did have that thought one day of like, I wonder if they would do something like that where a character quote unquote dies, but then they have to spend a good portion of the episode bringing them back. And if it's Pomni, again, Pomni dies, Jax shows a human emotion, they're like, wait, we can bring her back. And then Jax would obviously help out. And then Pomni come back. I don't know. I lean more into like just based off of the information we have, I lean more into like, the episode's gonna be more about Jax types of theories, so it's hard for me to be like, oh yeah, they're gonna go on a whole adventure to bring back Pomni. Like, yeah, but then like if you look at the poster, you're kind of like, well, and then to add to that is the pieces of mind files would be interesting to do with Jax, because Jax especially, one, Jax would be the character to die, but then two, the episode is like leaning into Jax so much that I can't help but wonder if it's them having to pursue these pieces of Jax, these mind files, to kind of quote unquote fix him if something happens to him, would make sense for that being the episode. And then different stuff like, you know, bringing back Ribbit or something and bringing back different memories of Jax and like reliving through some of that stuff. It could work. It's applicable to the information that I have right now. I am not saying please don't tell me if I'm right or wrong. Please don't hunt down comment section. I don't want to know. Let me have fun. Please. Let me have fun and theorize while I still can. I'm trying so hard to avoid social media in my comment sections right now. That was just a thought that I had. Some thoughts that I had, some things that I noticed. It's not really much different from like, oh, I think this is gonna happen. But I just theorizing, just thinking out loud. I wouldn't be surprised if the episode specifically leans more into Kinger, Pomni, and Jax. And I throw Kinger in there because I just would like to learn more about Kinger and his lore and all that jazz. I don't think we will, unfortunately. Just because I think that happened in episode 8, we're moving on to Jax. Because there is so much to to get through with Jax, you know? I am kind of curious. I do wonder if the Void's going to be like a big deal. I wonder if they would also explore like different parts of like the quote-unquote circus, or what remains, or some of the different files that Kane had. Because Kane had like works in progress, right? So I wonder if they'd go through previous adventures or previous data and different stuff like that. That would totally be possible. I just don't know what they do. Like, they gotta do something. It's a whole hour long. I'm sure, though, dude, you could probably fit like a half hour at least of like Jax lore in there, though, right? And then between all the other characters, if they have any loose ends to tie up, I can't think of any right now, that could easily pad for time. The freaking mask falling off storyboard took almost 5 minutes. And that's not even including like the before math, the aftermath, and all that stuff. On one hand, an hour is a long time, but on the other hand, an hour can go by pretty quickly, but they can shove a lot in an hour. I mean, they proved that with episode 8. I was like, oh, episode 8's over already when it ended. Because it just was there was so much going on. Not in a bad way. I think it was well paced, but you're just on your toes. Anyways, I'm just rambling. Yeah, I just wanted to point that out. Just some thoughts that I had. I don't know what I'm gonna name this video. I'm shoving it all in one video. I don't care. I won't have much options to ramble left. Let me ramble. Let me speak my leaks and spoiler-free truth. And again, please do not try to hunt down comments or anything and try and tell me if I'm right or wrong. I don't want to know. Do not bring that here. Please do not bring spoilers into my comments for my sake and for my viewers' sake. We don't want that. I don't care if you try and like dance around it. I had one person like comment spoilers for episode 9 below, and then reply to that comment, I'm assuming spoilers, and I'm just sitting there like, can TADC fans not read? I have a pinned comment that says not to share spoilers, and people do it anyways. Yeah, if this keeps up, I will take drastic measures and start taking down posts. I'll start locking down on comments on my videos. But yeah, anyways, I'm just trying to cram in a bunch of content before TADC ends, and then I start, I don't have to worry about the more content I make now, the less I have to worry about later type of thing, so. No one considered Jax jumping into the void. No one considered Jax just hauling his butt into the void. And what if he does it to just, get away? And this would possibly lead into, the Mind Files type of... Oh my god. Jax, why would you do well, actually, I would probably jump into the void too, then confront my feelings. Smile. Oh, wow. I didn't even think about Jax getting his butt in there. No. Man, I can see it now. They're all, confronting Jax, but he, doesn't want to handle it, so he just, hauls his butt into the void to try and get out. Or he's, trying to run off, and then just accidentally falls into the void, because maybe Pomni presses him or something, and then that would justify the Pomni line of, I didn't mean for this to happen, or whatever she says. But there is thought, why? I just had as soon as it came and immediately left. Something about Pomni. I can't remember. Anyways, I do think it'd be interesting. I don't think that the cast is gonna turn on Pomni when it comes to the whole Kane situation. That is not the type of vibes I'm getting from just what we've seen so far. And I'm seeing a lot of, Jax. So I'm trying to kind of think, okay, this episode's definitely more about Jax, and in turn will also probably be more about Pomni. Because they're the main characters. Yeah, it would be interesting if Jax just decided to hop, skip, and jump into the void. I didn't even think about that. Man, I want a story... No. I can't make a storyboard of that. I'm not gonna think about it. But I just wanted to throw that out there. I don't know what Jax's reasoning for jumping into the void would be other than, distancing himself. Which checks out. As someone that relates to Jax, that checks out. My fear of confrontation would probably cause me to overcome my fear of falling into the void. Jax was already thinking about the void. He brought it up in episode 8 for some reason, so I wouldn't be surprised if he just decides to, or he accidentally runs into the void. I did forget about that option. Could you imagine if Pomni starts pressing Jax for something, but then he runs off and then falls to the void, and then that scene where it's purple on her face is her looking at the void where he fell, and then she's like, I only wanted to help. Because she wanted to help Jax, but then Jax decided, because he's a freaking coward, he runs away and he falls into the void instead, leaving Pomni to feel guilty for her actions. I'm gonna be really scared if I clock that. Don't tell me if I clock that. It's gonna be really funny. I just picture people that have seen spoilers and know or have seen the episode. They're either holy frick, bro is cooking, or holy frick, bro is so wrong. Don't tell me. But yeah, that's all. I'm ending the video here now. Woo! I lied, because I have a question. What is the void? Is ultimately kind of important to know. Is the void just unused data type of thing? Just Playroom, a Gary's mod type of, you're just thrown in an empty map where you can kind of start crafting stuff and just doing whatever. Is that essentially what the void is? I would lean towards yes, considering Kane doesn't even know what's out there. But then I wonder if that's implying he doesn't know what's beyond the void. Maybe he knows what the void is, but he doesn't know what's beyond it. Because if it is a Playroom type of thing, why would he not know what the void is? Do I sound insane? Do I sound like MatPat yet? I don't know. Because would the void... I don't know. I'm just asking questions at this point. I wonder if the void will have more screen time. I want Kaufmo to have a line, but I also would be curious to know more about the void. I'd be curious to know more about just the lore and everything. Like the other AI, if it was Bubble or not. I'm guessing it was Bubble. But I wonder if stuff like that will or won't be confirmed. I wonder what the B is. Pomni becomes the third AI. She becomes Pombi. Okay, legitimately, that is it. I think. The Void, it's such a mystery. You know what? I'm gonna name this video The Void. Or something having to do with the Void. Because I talk a lot about the Void. Okay, I am ending the video here.